Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Wednesday evening, and this evening we are talking, why are we prepping? Or why are we stashing? Or why are we doing this? And basically, today at work, I went into work today and I knocked my back out when I had the flu because I coughed so much. And it woke me up last night and I couldn't sleep properly and I had to come down and sit in the chair. And by the back of 3 today, I was in bits. So I messaged the boss and was like, can I please go home? I need to go and have a hot bath and go to my bed. Bless him, he said yes. So I got in the van at just when the 4 o'clock news was coming on the radio. And by the time I'd come home, had a bath, well, steeped in hot water, and got to my bed, it was 4:30. That's how close I live to work, thankfully. Honestly, when I was driving home, I thought I was going to throw up. It was dreadful. But I had a couple hours sleep and I'm back to normal. And I thought, it's quite bad that I'm still in that sort of situation. And when I was sitting just now before I came on here, I was like, do you know what we're going to talk about tonight? There's all the thing with the post office, there's the thing with the mould in the homes, there's the thing with the Red Sea. I thought, actually, what about us? Because that's one of the biggest reasons that we're doing this, is to look after us, to look after ourselves, us and ours, etc., etc. And as I said before, when I had the flu over Christmas and New Year, I am so glad I had stuff in the house. I really, really am. It made such a difference. And for some people, if they say, oh, well, I'm a prepper, a lot of people think it's like doomsday prepper, oh, you're going to go and run away into the hills. Right? That's not what we're doing here. That is not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're making sure that we've got the basics. We're making sure that we've got the cold and flu medicine so that you've not just got one box, and if it's done in 2 days, like it was with me, then you have to go out to the shops and get more. If your house is flooded or if your house has got a power cut, that's what we're being prepared for. And it's funny in that I think a lot of what we've done in the past few years has been the just in case. You know, like the supermarkets do, they don't have a stock of anything. Everything's brought in like the day before. Whereas in days of old, you know, the shops would buy a case of something and they would have 6 on the shelf, so they'd have a stock in the back. You know, they don't have that as much now. It's just in case. And I think we've done that a lot in our homes. And I think what's happening now is a lot of us are getting wise to that and going, no, actually, I want to be that if the power goes out, I don't want to be within 12 hours, I'm panicking. I want to be that the panic starts, people get panicked and do their thing, and I'm okay, I'm avoiding that. And then I can, you know, take stock and work out what I need afterwards. Because in a lot of cases, it will take a few days to get something sorted, although in many cases, especially if you've got things like your hurricanes, your tsunamis, your big floods, etc., sometimes it can take a week or more before things like the water or the power can come back on. So that's what we need to look at. And at the moment, I don't know about where you are, but at the moment on my social media, there are a lot of people being ill. And there's a lot of headlines in the UK about how many people are catching flu, etc. just now. And it makes sense to me to make sure that my cupboards are stocked. Because, good Lord, if you saw my videos over Christmas and New Year, I was mince. I was completely useless. But my house had what I needed in it. So I didn't have to have, although Patrick and Kathleen were both there saying, what do you need? I didn't need anything, which also meant that they didn't need to come near me. It meant that they weren't wasting their time, and I know they wouldn't have said it was a waste of time at all, but they weren't using up their time to try and get stuff to me. I had it all here. So, yes, there's a lot going on in the world and a lot of things that could be seen as quite scary. And I'm just going to be an ostrich. I'm going to stick my head in the sand and I'm not going to listen to that noise out there. Because if I listen to all that noise, I could terrify myself. The noise I'm going to listen to is the noise in here with, why did you not put the dried cat food on your shopping list? Because you've got about 2 portions left for the cat. That's what my important things are. Do I have enough candles? Do I have enough stuff that if the power goes off for more than 48 hours and I lose things in the freezer, do I still have other food that I can use? And thankfully, at the moment, the answer is yes. But as is standard in the UK, certainly in Scotland, it's the beginning of January. Our weather could get an awful lot worse in the next month or so. You know, January's like our proper winter. So, come the glorious payday, I will be doing a huge shop because my planner and I have been looking at what I have not bought recently, and that includes things like dried cat food, firelighters, etc, etc. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not that I need firelighters. I have got a huge bag of paper. But if this place flooded, or it got damp or something, the paper's no use to me. I need the firelighters. So I like to have options. So yeah, that's my thing for tonight, is that sometimes we need to shut off the outside noise. Shut out the what if, and if this happens, and if that happens, and this could happen, and that might happen. Yeah, you could do that all day, every day for the next 20 years. Something bad could always happen. What we need to focus on is, if something, anything happens, do we have the basics? So if there's flood, if there's power cuts, if there's transportation problems, etc., the basics. Because if something happens in the Red Sea, it's not going to affect me as such, apart from the fact that it's going to give us problems for supplies getting to us. Now, those problems might not start for a month, but if I've got a backup of the supplies here, then I'm not going to be panicking when the supermarket shelves don't have that thing. And that's what I want. I want that cushion, so that I am not, no matter what the news says, I do not need to go, oh my goodness, I need to go and get this now. So yeah, that's my thought for today. I hope that makes sense, because it makes perfect sense to me, but sometimes it doesn't sound perfect sense when I'm saying it. So fingers crossed. But I shall go and have my cup of tea now, and I'll catch you later.